Hello, today we'll be continuing on with the car jack assembly. Today we'll be working on the nut for the bolt. So it's going to be this item right here, these two items, and this is item number 9. Alright, so let's scroll down. I'll show you what we have accomplished here. So number 9 is M10 by 1.5 nut, 2 pieces needed. We have done all of these already, and they are in the playlist. So feel free to go through them and practice them. And here we are. M1-14 is, P1-14, M10 by 1.5 nut. All right, so we will start with a polygon, extrude that polygon, 8 millimeters, and then the most difficult thing is to put on this 30 degree, but I'll show you that. Take a screenshot of this, or I will include this inside of the YouTube video description, where you can download that PDF. All right, so let's go File, New, P1-14. All right, and now we want to create a sketch on the top plane. Okay, and now we will create our polygon. So let's go with more polygon, specify that point. So mine's already chosen existing point. You may have to click on this and drop it down to existing point. Okay, let's click on the existing point right there, turned red, so that's exactly what I want to see. And now I want to go with the inscribed radius. So we want to put an 8 in here, lock that, and now it's locked in position. Now we want to make sure that this is flat. So let's go with 210. Let's click that. All right, so good, close. So now we are perfectly locked and created. So now we go finish. Now we can extrude this nut, extrude. Now it's already selected, it's orange, or we could just click on that and that would select it too. So now we want to go up 8 millimeters, 8, okay, and there's the beginning of the nut. Next we need to put a thread inside of here. So with threads, we want to go a little bit smaller so that it can be actually formed and tapped in real life. So what we need to do is sketch on this surface right here. Okay, and now we would choose a circle right at the existing point. I want to click there, and I want to, yep, that guy right there, and I want to drag it out, and I want to put 9. I want to go 1 millimeter smaller than what they have. Okay, we will, so this hole will be drilled at 9 millimeters, and then a 10 millimeter tap will be put into there and drilled through. All right, so just to elaborate on that, I went to a website here, Bolt Depot, and it is telling me that an M10 by 1.5 requires a metric drill of 8.7 millimeters. Okay, so that's telling me that this should actually be 8.7. So let's click on that. Let's make this exact in real life. Okay, so let's click OK. Let's click on this guy 1 time, 2 times, and we're going to put this at 8.7. All right, so this is like real world stuff. Okay, let's click, left click out of there, escape. Let's finish that. And now let's extrude this guy. So we're going to extrude this 8 millimeters through. So we can flip it right here, all the way through, and we can tell it to do a boolean, and we want to subtract it from the body. It already selected it, so okay. So there we are. We have chose that, and we have our hole now. Now we can go and add internal thread to this. So let's click on more, thread. We're going to select our cylinder, starting object. Then it's going all the way through, so we can just say 8 millimeters truly. Okay, and then okay. So that created our tap. All right, and now the next thing is probably the most confusing for most people, how to add a cut on just these edges. All right, so let's go with that. And to do that, I will go to Sketch, choose on this top plane right here, top face. Okay, and now I want to create a circle from center, and I want to touch one of these sides right here. I want to make it tangent. Okay, click OK. Now I want to create one more circle that has to be larger. So I'm just going to go right there. Okay, and finish that guy. So now I will extrude this right now. So let me extrude that. I don't want to subtract. What I want to do is none, and I want to flip it. Okay, okay. So now I want to hide that internal nut. So let me left click and go a little eyeball right here. We're going to hide that. Okay, now we want to see this only. So we want to put a draft, and we want to draft the vector is going to be actually -z. Stationary face is this guy. Select face is this guy. We want 60 degrees, so that leaves us with the other is 30. So what's left is 30. So that is 60, okay? And that is exactly what we want. So let's bring my nut back in place. Let me click on this guy right here. Nut reappeared, and we can see that shape right here. So here's what we can do is we can actually take this shape and we can flip it to the other side. We can actually do a mirror. So this is 8 millimeters in thickness. Let's create a plane on this top surface. So datum plane. Click on this face right here. We're going to go 4 millimeters down. And you see I went 4 millimeters up. Just click on this guy, reverse direction. Okay. All right. So we want to do a mirror of this feature along this plane right here. So let's do that mirror. Mirror. We're going to take feature to mirror is this guy. Plane is this guy. And we want to click over here. We want to make sure it's not uniting these together. All right, I don't think so. We're going to hide this guy, blank. We're going to subtract out this guy, hide this guy. We're going to hit Control B or blank. Okay. We're going to subtract out this guy. So we go to subtract, select body, this guy, tool, this guy. Okay, there we are. And there's our shape that we want. All right, so now we need to add that shape to the other side. So let's hit Control Shift B to get that other body. And we can see this, for some reason, didn't take the draft that I created. So what I can do is I can just redo that draft. So specifying the vector is actually opposite, so I can flip it. Stationary face, this guy. Faces draft, this guy. Okay, and there we are. Let's hit Control B to blank this. Click on this guy, Control B, Control Shift B to get on the opposite side. So it's kind of like a piece of paper. You're flipping a piece of paper back and forth. So you're looking at one side of the piece of paper, you hit Control B, it then puts that object onto the other side of the piece of paper, okay? And then Control Shift B brings back the opposite side of the paper. All right, so now we want to subtract out this final shape. So subtract this guy, click on the guy, this guy, okay. And there we are. All right, let's hide our planes and our sketches and datum coordinate system. Let's go to drafting. We want to hide that guy too. So let's click on the sketch. There we are. All right, otherwise it will show up in drafting. File drafting. Okay. And close. And it dropped it down. So we're just gonna, we can make this a little bit bigger. We can go with a 2x, 2x1, and we can drop it right there. If you want it bigger, just by all means. All right, so let's choose our size. Dimensioning here. 16. We got 8 millimeters tall. Now we want that 30 degrees. Remember, we put in 60 to remove it, but there's 30 left over. Okay, and now we need to put in the size. So either we can go with a note, that right there, or we can actually put in a symbolic thread and do it that way. So this, we can't do it this way. It won't let us click on anything. Got it. So if we want to use this here, this hole and thread call out, we would have to create this to a symbolic thread. And to do that, you can go to M for modeling, double click on this guy, go over here to detailed, change it to symbolic. Okay. All right, notice the threads disappeared. This is better. It uses less resources. All right, Control Shift D, drafting. Notice we're out of date. Let's go up here, update. Okay. And we can double click on this guy and we can reconnect it. And now we have this line here. We can actually go over here now and we can go hole and thread call out. It will automatically know what that is. Just click on the guy and then pull it out. And there you are. So, 2 ways to do it. All right, that concludes our video today. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Give me some comments. Maybe some additional content you would like me to cover. Thanks. Bye.